Hello everyone. I am once again in my in my bunker. I've been spending a lot of time here. This has been a very busy past few weeks, and I'm looking forward to taking a vacation, going to Hong Kong and Vietnam at the end of this month. But anyway, that's not what you're here for. You're wanting to know why you should become an NLP practitioner. I came across this amazing video this morning. I just so happened to be scrolling through YouTube. In addition to posting on YouTube, I'm a huge YouTube person. I go to YouTube for almost everything. Sorry, Facebook. I go to Facebook more for socializing, but for information, I go to YouTube. And I came across this video with Robert Greene. If you don't know who Robert Greene is, he's a bit of a controversial author. He's written a book called Mastery, which is my favorite of his books. It is absolutely amazing. He talks about how to become a master of anything. He also has written a book on, I think, the art of seduction. He's written a book with the rapper 50 Cent called The 50th Law, which was kind of a, not quite a sequel, but sort of a sequel to his, I think it's 48 Laws of Power. So if you haven't read Robert Greene, go right out and look at his books and read his stuff. He is amazing. Like what he has discovered through his travels and his research and how well he can articulate it. It's so amazing. And the one thing that every time I've read one of his books, I keep thinking to myself, this guy he studied NLP because he's coming to the same conclusions and to the same understandings that not only does NLP teach, but when you practice NLP, you normally will come to these understandings. But he even goes, he has his own way of going about it. And then so I looked into this and I wanted to see, does this guy really, has he studied NLP? So as part of his research for a lot of the things he's done, he's sort of studied around it or he studied about it. He hasn't actually become an NLP practitioner. But this video, and if you're on Facebook, I've already linked it into the description. YouTube, YouTube, I'll have to come back and link it later, but I will do that so you can see this video. I'm watching this video, and once again, I'm like, this guy, he's coming to all the understandings and all the conclusions, and basically he's wrapping up in like 11 minutes. He's putting into words what I've put into so many of my videos or have explained in so many of my videos and so many of my blogs, and he does it amazingly well in just 11 minutes, talking about the just becoming an more aware person and waking up. And I'm so happy to hear somebody talking about waking up and not meaning it as this sort of spiritual thing. And it is spiritual the way that he's talking about it, and it's kind of not spiritual. But what I mean by that is I spent a lot of time in this whole non-duality, spirituality thing, and I have nothing against that. It certainly has helped me in life. What he's talking about is just waking up to the world around you, starting to wake up to your own thoughts, starting to wake up to what's in your unconscious and listening to your unconscious enough so that these thoughts and ideas start to come up, interacting and connecting with people. And he even mentions nonverbals. I was amazed. He's talking about nonverbal communication. This is so much of what NLP teaches. And it's such a great video. I sent it out to one of my closed groups, and I've been sending it out to some of my friends and associates because I want them to see this video, because I think there's no better way to put what becoming an NLP practitioner does for you and does for your life. So the best way that I can explain what NLP will do for your life is for you to watch this video, because obviously he's an incredible writer. He's written several bestsellers, and words are really his thing, much better than I could ever articulate. So watch that video, and that's pretty much why I became an NLP practitioner. That's why I continue to practice NLP. Everything that he talks about in that video is everything that I've gotten from NLP. So I want to also say, obviously, since he's not an NLP practitioner, NLP is definitely not the only way. And I would never say that NLP is the only way, because I know it's not, first of all. And second of all, NLP is not a religion. It's not a dogma. It's a methodology. It's a technology. It's a it's a toolkit. It's more than that too. So there are other ways. For me, I've just found that NLP just laid it all out in a way that I could understand it, in a way that I could practice it, in a way that it really works. A lot of these other ways of going about, or ways of teaching you how to go about everything that he talks about in the video, I found to be too conceptual. And NLP was the technology for me that was so experiential, and I knew that that's where I would really learn how to do this, was to experience it. So there are other ways to go about it. I think for Robert Greene, it was more of kind of haphazard. He traveled a lot. He worked so many jobs. I think he worked like over 100 jobs in every part of the world. And it wasn't until he was 36 that he finally wrote his first big book. But he had worked so many jobs and had uh, basically didn't have a real plan for all of this and a guide or a set of tools or a technology. And he just sort of figured it out on his own, which for me is kind of scary. And that's what I did for a while. I felt like I was floundering for such a long time before I found NLP. And what NLP gave me was like, oh, well, here's the user's manual. And then there's my teachers. So here's a way that I can methodically go about doing this. And that's kind of how I am. I'm very methodical about what I do. And I like to have someone who's already done it, or a number of teachers and mentors who have already done it, to help guide me along the way. Now, that can also go in a negative way, that can become a crutch, but to each their own. Everybody has their own way. If you're one of those people who want to just, figure it all out on your own and do it just by trial and error, have at it if that works for you. For me, though, I wanted something I could practice. I wanted teachers. I wanted mentors. I wanted something that I could grab onto and say, okay, well, what am I going to practice now? What skills am I going to develop now? And that's what NLP gave me, and still continues to give me. I've been practicing for over 6 years now, and this just goes deeper and deeper, and I feel like I become more and more awake as life goes on, and life becomes more and more fulfilling, and my connections with people just grow more and more. So that's what I've gotten out of NLP. If you're curious about NLP and everything that I'm saying here resonates with you, then that might be because NLP is something that would work for you as well. So to wrap this up, I have my enrollment for my online practitioner training is going to be open for one more week. It will close Saturday, 1 week from today. I will also link that in the description if you want more information about that. So I will be closing the enrollment. I do that because I like to go with the students. We all get in at about the same time, and then I give ongoing support as I do live coaching calls as the students progress, so that I can help them out along the way instead of just saying, "Here you go, take off, do your own thing." No, I want to help you out as a NLP student and practitioner, coming to your own awakening. Okay, that's it for me now. I have more stuff coming up this week, more content coming out, more videos, more blogs. So check those out. And if you're interested in becoming a NLP practitioner, check out that video. If you're not sure if you want to be an NLP practitioner, and if after the video you are, or if you already are interested, check out my online practitioner training. You can go to the link here and get more information about it. All right, take care, everybody.